Shreya madam,
हाँ सर.
can we start?
Yes sir. Sir, just a minute. Yes, we
Yeah.
can. I can. Yes. Is the screen visible?
No, not yet.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please go ahead. It's live.
Okay. A very good morning to everyone. I, C.A. Shreya Gupta, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Commerce, Parul University, welcome each and everyone to this webinar on mindful learning, which is the part 1 of the 2 webinar series. First of all, I would like to introduce our guests. Dr. Asisi Menacharya. Dr. Menacharya serves as the Vice President at QMPG Industrial Certifications and Services. He has demonstrated excellence in multiple areas. His mantra is love whatever you do and enjoy the process. He is excited about whatever he does. He was a top performing sales professional in India and one among the top 50 in the world, earning multiple international awards consecutively for 3 years from US and Europe. He has conducted more than 1,150 third-party audits in 25 plus sectors in the areas of quality, environment, food safety, health and safety, and social accountability that includes manufacture of nuclear-grade uranium. He is also a certified Lean Six Sigma Black Belt. He has conducted 97 third-party audits in the area of K-12, higher education, non-formal education, training and knowledge management in 3 countries. He also served as the director of Hycon India Limited, director and CEO of Horsch Remedies Limited, and director marketing of Zeba Lab Furnishing Private Limited. He has consulted and conducted trainings in more than 350 organizations during the past 18 years. He is an alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad for the full-time FDPM program, BSMED, Bharatiyar University and University of Madras. He is trained in physics, applied in clinical psychology, HRM HRD, management, marketing and enterprise risk management with an earned PhD in the area of emotional intelligence and managerial effectiveness. He is an astute practitioner of Sahaj Mark, a method of Raj Yoga or mindfulness practice for past 30 years. He is the author of 9 books and one is translated to European languages, 9 European languages. He has worked as an associate professor, and dean at multiple management schools. His latest 2 books, the core focus is in the area of mindfulness. He has conducted a meta-analysis of wisdom literatures of Oriental, Eastern, and Western literatures using thematic analysis and working on his 10th book on mindfulness named as Essence of Excellence. He has traveled to US, Europe, Canada, Middle East, and Far East to attend and present papers in international conferences. He has published 28 articles in peer-reviewed journals of repute. On behalf of Faculty of Commerce, Parul University, I welcome you, sir. Now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Giselle George. She is the wife of Dr. Menacharya, completed her graduation in education and mathematics and post-graduation in mathematics and business administration. She came out as a topper for KAU MAT entrance test with the Federal Bank Hormuz Terrapin Scholarship for doing her MBA APM covering full fees. Later, she successfully completed her doctoral studies in an area, employee engagement, role of spiritual intelligence and knowledge management. Presently, she is working as a faculty in the area of quantitative techniques and organizational psychology. She is an author of 4 books, half a dozen research papers, and attended or presented papers in international conferences in Switzerland, India, and Malaysia. She is working on her next book, The 7 Spiritual Laws to Face Failures. She is working as a faculty in management at SNGIST Group of Institutions at Kochi. I welcome you, ma'am. Now we'll have a look on what you should expect from this program. First of all, the target group. Let's talk about the target group. We are targeting the age group of 13 to 25. This age group has covered already K-12 education, which is from kindergarten to 12th standard, plus higher education learning, 8 to PhD. The majority of learning happens at the cognitive level. Then the next age group of 25 to 45, where the learning is more experiential. Age group of more than 45, where the need for unlearning and relearning matters. The scope of mindful learning. Now, mindfulness at the psychological level, when we say how a learner is conscious and aware about his or her own interest to learn, competence, opportunity, livelihood, these are the transactional levels of learning. And then we talk about moving towards absolute levels of learning, which are learning, then contribution, and then excellence. Now then we have the renewal stages of learning, that is learning, unlearning, and relearning. And there are different types of learning such as cognitive learning, Bloom's taxonomy, affective and psychomotor. At this level, mind functions to the minimal or absolutely nil, which is mindless learning. In this stage, learning becomes experiential, where mind don't function to the minimal, or it functions to the minimal. This happens through experiences that actually happen in life. Here, our mind is not aware that we are going through a learning process. The role of creation in learning process, behavioral learning, and unlearning possibilities and techniques. There are few challenges of mindfulness, like the role of past, present, and future. Of course, we have to handle a lot of anxiety, stress, obsession, compulsion, and depression. And there is a flow of optimal experiences in learning. Let me share a video with all of you, which will rekindle your interest in this webinar. Sir, is the video screen visible?
Yeah, visible. Video is only coming up. Screen is visible, video is only coming up. Hello.
Yes, sir.
It's not visible till now.
Okay, I'm playing the video, sir.
Shreya madam, you have to select entire
Okay, sir.
screen.
Is it visible now?
Not yet. It has not come till now.
Just a minute.
Shreya madam, select entire
I'm not
screen.
able to select anything.
It is the stable.
Entire screen. Okay.
Then click center.
No, it's coming. It has come. Yeah. Now you may play it. Audio is not clear. So yeah, unmute the audio. Unmute the audio.
Madam, just remove the headphones
Okay.
Unmute the audio and play from the.
सर दैट्स व्हाई मैं जिस स्कूल में भी जाता हूँ, जब भी स्टूडेंट से इंटरेक्ट करता हूँ, मैं यही बोलता हूँ, इम्पोर्टेंट है कि हर दिन आप जो आप क्लास अटेंड कर रहे हो उसमें अटेंटिव रहे और हर दिन थोड़ी थोड़ी पढ़ाई करते रहे। ऐसा नहीं कि लास्ट 2 महीने में जम के पढ़ाई करें और बाकी 9 महीने 10 महीने में हम कुछ भी नहीं करें। और जहाँ तक मेरे लाइफ की बात है, जो मैं रिलेट करने की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो आई थिंक क्लास 12th के समय तो हमारा मैचेस था, तो हम हेजिटेट कर रहे थे कि पापा के पास कैसे जाए। मम्मी को तो पटा लिया, बट पापा के पास कैसे जाके बताए कि कि एग्जाम है, बट उसके पहले मुझे मैचेस खेलना है और एग्जाम खत्म होने के बाद ही मुझे ना ट्रेन पकड़ के जाना है और मैच खेल के फिर वापस आना है। तो फाइनली थोड़ा करेज जुटा के गए, बोला पापा ऐसा है कि मैच है हमारा, ऐसा है वैसा है। उन्होंने बहुत आराम से जवाब दिया, बोला बेटा अगर साल भर मेहनत करे होगे तो एक दिन से फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, अगर साल भर मेहनत नहीं की होगे तो भी एक दिन से फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, तो आगे क्या।
Hi all, I'm Dr. Meenakshi, author of Our Father in Heaven, Hallowed be your name, a 2000 plus year old prayer to transform human consciousness. In this video, we are going to conduct the meta-analysis of themes in major world religions or cultures and the philosophies of life related to excellence that we have mapped in our work. Further, we extend the same to the major practices of silencing the mind across various world cultures. My daughter, a 12th standard student, Anne Maria Menacheri, is moderating this short video.
We live in a data, information, knowledge, and wisdom hierarchical world, and we are going through the wisdom era. We live in an era of big data analytics and deep learning to understand the meta trends to generate algorithms. Wisdom is not a single-minded naive approach. On the contrary, the scientific approach towards wisdom is understanding the meta trends and perspectives so as to understand it as a whole. It is now trying to understand the meta perspectives and trends through various cultures and philosophies that have influenced this universe. Lord Buddha, who lived in the 4th century, taught very clearly that desire is the root cause of all suffering. Again, the karmaphala is the term that he used to relate and to mention about the past or about sin. Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher and mystic who lived in the 5th century before Christ, talked about Tao, which means the way without goals. He demonstrated great courage to tell people that there are no goals but only way. Let's hear too how our Captain Cool, the epitome of silence, an astute practitioner of the present moment, practiced the Tao principles in his life.
I'm Sumit. Amit, where did you see yourself while you were retiring or while you were done playing cricket? Have you achieved what you wanted to achieve from cricket? जब मैंने क्रिकेट खेलना स्टार्ट किया था, तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था मैं इंडिया के लिए खेलूंगा। आई थिंक इंडिया का जो मैं टूर मैंने कंप्लीट किया, मैंने परफॉर्म अच्छा किया था, उस समय मुझे पता चला कि मैं इंडिया के लिए अब खेलने वाला हूँ, चाहे आज खेलूँ, 6 महीने बाद खेलूँ या 3 महीने बाद खेलूँ। तो मैंने कभी ये सोच के नहीं खेला था कि मुझे ये अचीव करना है, ये मेरा पर्सनल माइलस्टोन होना चाहिए। स्कूल से ही जब हम क्रिकेट खेलते थे या जब हम पार्क में क्रिकेट खेलते थे, हमारा एक ही मोटिव होता था, हमें मैच जीतना है। जितने भी दूसरी अच्छी टीमें होती हैं उनके अगेंस्ट हमें मैच जीतना है। सो दैट इज द पर्पस। माइलस्टोन से अगर आप अपना फ्यूचर डिसाइड करें तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा। माइकल फेल्प्स के नाम बहुत सारे ओलंपिक गोल्ड है, वो तो फिर 5 के बाद ही उनको रिटायर हो जाना चाहिए था। So it's not about milestones. What it's about is how much you can contribute, how good you are, and then you take it there.
Good evening, sir. My name is Arvind Kapoor. You are a global icon, and what makes you move every day? What's your mantra of the day, which keeps you going, motivates you?
Well, I try to keep it very simple, present. So I don't think too much about the past or the future, but I've kept saying I take learnings from the past. Of course, you need to have goals for the future, but I know the most important thing is the present.
He called his philosophy Tao, and Tao simply means the way. It was Lord Krishna who, around 33rd century before Christ, advised Arjuna.
कर्मण्यवाधिकारस्ते फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः संगोऽस्त्व कर्मणि.
It simply means perform the job to the fullest and do not worry about the results. Desire, objectives, or results are the future to happen or to unfold reality. When one is anxious about the result or the objective, the attachment with the result or the objective may create tension, anxiousness, fear, and stress, which might take away one's focus from the karma or action or in the here and now. Hence, to focus on one's action in the present is what Lord Krishna advocated Arjuna. He also used the term karmaphala in the Bhagavad Gita, the Sanjita, the Prarabdha, and the Adhuni Karma to mention about the past. Let's observe how Dr. Giselle George, the author, interprets the prayer of Jesus Christ, our Father in heaven. Hi, I'm Dr. Giselle George. The first two lines, the introductory part, commence with praising. It's like a church bell. When it rings, shift the believer's attention and awareness to the prayer. The second session sets up the context to the prayer. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The context here is about the will of Jesus Christ Father, our God. His will is to transform earth as it is in heaven. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Represents the dimension of time that is the past. The word sin represents the past traumas, negative experiences, unattended past actions or bad karmas, and the inability to unlearn and relearn, and finally to forget and forgive the past negativity. Hence, we carry the painful experiences of the past and live in the present with pain, ink, prejudice, and anxiety. Then our present life becomes suffering. Give us this day our daily bread. Represents the dimension of time, the present. As the present, the here and now, is the only existential reality. Because our experience, our activity is connected only in the now. And it is not into temptation. Represents the dimension of time, the future. As temptation is the future to occur or unmade in the time and space. Both past and future are not experiential realities, also not existential in nature. Future and past are the creation of human mind and emotion. The sad part is that our psychological reality has overpowered our own true existential reality, that is, our experience in the here and now. Let's discuss about the process capability systems or Six Sigma practiced by the industries to reduce error to 3.4 in a million opportunities. Excellence always deals with the here and now approach or the way. Let's discuss about the practices of excellence. Meta-analysis reveals that all masters or self-realized individuals or gods as per respective living years have similar calibrated perspectives the action with full energy, enthusiasm, and exuberance in the here and now. Let's conclude about the mindfulness practices in the scientific communities and cultures. The yogic system is the Hindu way of life in India. The Vipassana with Buddhist traditions in India and Japan. The Zen practices in India and Japan. The Sufi meditative practices in the Middle East. The Taoist meditative practices in China and others. The Kabbalah and Kabbalah practices in Jewish mysticism and mindfulness practices in psychiatric and psychological domains across the world. Let's now do a thematic analysis about this metadata.
Well, we'll go to the presentation now. You can tell.
I now hand over the charge of the session to Dr. Giselle.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yes, sir, you can minimize the screen and show us the slides.
Yeah. Can you see that now?
Yes, I can see that, sir. Okay, yes, I can see.
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to serve your learners. Now, let me clarify the basic concept of mindfulness. To be mindful means to be aware and to be conscious. The words awareness and consciousness are used interchangeably to explain about mindfulness. Mindfulness, which is happening at the psychological level, includes knowing one's own interest and the learner's likes towards what is being learned, whether the learner love or like the subject. It's like how far I love and like the subject, and if I like or love, why do I like or love it, and so on. We will discuss in detail about this liking later. The second sub-theme is whether the learner has the aptitude and competence to learn the subject. It's like what's the rigor of the course, or what are the IQ requirements to learn the course. Does the learner have any basic background knowledge about the subjects and so on. It comes which program the learner wants to study and what are its opportunities, and whether the job the program offers after its completion has got any challenges, or is there any associated occupational health and safety hazards. By opportunities, we mean that whether the learning provides the learner with adequate job opportunities so that he can earn his livelihood. We will learn later in this program that the object of learning is appropriate functioning, as advocated by Dr. Alport, a famous American psychologist, that whether the learner can express oneself in a unique way to the fullest. Finally, whether the learner is aware one has to meet with any challenges while expressing oneself. In 1965, Benjamin Bloom, the great psychologist who brought the concept of Bloom's taxonomy, defined learning as acquiring new knowledge, skills, behaviors, values, preferences, understanding, and may involve synthesizing different types of information. Learning point out the domains of learning happens at cognitive level. Like after a particular program is completed, one will be able to understand, comprehend, analyze, to solve a problem or to create. That means learning has happened at the cognitive level. If someone learns a certain skill like to dance, to swim, or to drive a motor vehicle, we say that the learning has happened at the psychomotor level. Then the next level, that is affective level, that is to like something or someone, or to love, appreciate, or to fear, hate, worship, etc. And these domains are not mutually exclusive. Let me explain this with an example. Suppose a learner is learning to play chess. The learner has to learn the rules of the game. So that is happening in the cognitive domain. But he also has to learn how to set up the chess pieces on the chessboard and also to properly hold and move a chess piece. So that is the psychomotor domain. Further, later in the game, the learner may even learn to love the game itself, values its application in life, and appreciates its history. So here the learning happens in the affective domain. Now let us try to get an insight about ourselves in choosing a program to learn. For this, the following questions will be helpful to you. Why am I interested to learn in this program? Is it because I love this particular program, or am I attracted by the numerous job opportunities the program would provide me in future? Or is it because my personality perfectly matches with the program? Or whether my parents had a wish for me to go for this program, or whether they compelled me to do so? Or is it because of the social acceptance that I may get if I undergo a particular program? Or because of the risk-free jobs offered by the program? So the answers to these questions will give you a feedback about why you prefer to learn a particular course or a program. Now let's look into the common objectives from the perspective of a student. According to a survey conducted, it has been revealed that the major objectives of learning are to get good marks in the exams at the end of the course or the program, or getting a certification or degree, to get a job so that he can earn a livelihood and support his family, reaching the expected level of performance at his workplace, and also to contribute to the nation building. So these are the tendency of satisfying the biological needs, which is known as the opportunistic functioning, as noted by the famous American psychologist Willard Alport. There is another objective for learning called the appropriate functioning, which means doing things in keeping with you what you really are. That is, the expression of one's authentic, unique self, where one's self is unfolding, growing, and on becoming, as mentioned by Carl Rogers. For example, whenever one says, "That's really me," he or she is expressing one's authenticity, which is an expression of unique self. Apart from the above two objects of learning, there is the Oriental Eastern perspective. According to this perspective, one performs an action or karma to unfold the spirit of oneself and for realizing higher states of consciousness. For one believes that the purpose of life is to unfold the Purnatva. Purnatva means fullness, and it represents the state of our spiritual being. Thus, Oriental Eastern perspective means believes that your learning should facilitate your purpose of life, that is, unfolding the spirit of oneself and for realizing higher states of consciousness. Now, let us look deep into ourselves by going deep within us. For this, take a look into the given inventory, authenticity to learn, self-report inventory, and try to answer the statements. Be true to yourself, and please remember that there is no right or wrong answers. Only your responses matters. So you can see there are 10 statements written over in this inventory. You have to mark or circle the appropriate score on this, starting from 0 to 4. If you completely disagree with this statement, if you completely disagree with the first statement, you need to circle the score 0. Your response represents score 0. Likewise, if you completely agree, or if you feel that the statement is completely true for you, you have to score the you have to circle the score 4. For the next statements, you have to mark in this way. So let me read the first statement. Or let me explain why the purpose of this inventory. The following statements are designed to measure various behaviors, thought processes, and mental characteristics. So there are 5 possible responses that best reflects you, and you have to circle the corresponding number according to your response. So let me read the first statement. The program I study matches my personality style. So if you are a person having, or if you are a person who is an introvert or extrovert, so mark your response appropriately. So now the second statement. The program I study provides me great opportunity to work. The third statement is, I am in love and excited to learn the program that is chosen to study. Fourth one, I have chosen the program because my parents suggested to learn it. The program I study provides me great acceptance in the society. The program offers me a risk-free or occupational risk-free job after its completion. Although my parents suggested, I too love the program I have chosen to study. The program I study provides me a high-paying job on successful completion. I love to do the same program, and I love the risks and challenges at work. And finally, I have high level of competence and grip of subjects that I have chosen to learn. Here, you have to notice one thing. The question numbers or the statement numbers 2, 4, 8, and 10 have to be scored in the reverse order. That means if you have circled the score 4, it means your score, you have to take the score as 0. Likewise, question number 1 or the statement number 1, 3, 5, 6, 9 have to be scored in the normal manner. So if you have circled the score as 4, it means 4. Then there is a relationship between question 4 and 7. If you notice, you can see that. So for question number 7, if your answer is 4, then your relative answer for question number 4 need to be considered to be normal or positive. That is 4 itself. And for the same question number, statement number 7, if your answer is 0, then your relative answer for question number 4 need to be considered in the reverse order. That is, even if you have put the score as 4, it is to be taken as 0. We also measure life skill in this question also. Thank you.
Well, so hope everyone can hear me, and I'm audible. Huh? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, Dr. Giselle, she has given a skill building session to know thyself. You all want to know the authenticity of authenticity to learn, the self-report inventory, where, there are 10 questions here, and the minimum score is 0 and the maximum score is 4 for one question. That means if you count it together and if you get a 40, that means you are more authentic towards learning. It means you are not at all learning because of the compulsion of skill pressure. You are authentic to yourself. In the long run, this will help. Maybe in the initial stages, maybe you can get a job, you can earn a living, you can marry a good girl or a boy, and again, you may get a social acceptance. But what will happen after 40, 45? That's a big challenge, because you are going to spend your whole life at your workplace. And you need to be careful in a subject, because you need to authentic to yourself and mind it. So if you have any queries or if you have any doubts related to this questionnaire, you can reach Shreya, ma'am, who is the moderator of the course, and will be able to give you this questionnaires printed version. Thank you so much. So, thank you, Dr. Ajay Trivedi, my friend and colleague that we together did our full-time program in IIM Ahmedabad, the Dean of Parallel University, for giving an opportunity to serve all of you. And about people like us cannot express and contribute to others. So thank you once again, and let's start about the transactional levels of learning. Well, what is a transaction? See, you give and take something. Once you go to a retail outlet, they provide you a product for a money. They provide you a service for money in exchange. Okay, learning also at the transaction level, there is an element of give and take. Okay, that is first about the product and service for money at the material level. Then at the emotional level, we love one person, we respect one person, and whether you give it back or not. So if you are getting it back, you are happy, and if you are not getting it back, you are sad. You give a person respect, and if you are not getting it back, then again you are sad. If you are getting it back, fine. Now comes acceptance and inclusion. Okay, do you accept the other person, do you reject the other person? Do you include the other person, or do you exclude the other person? Our happiness grief depends on this. So this is the concept of transaction. And mind you, at the transaction level, everyone prefers to win or gain. Well, I need more. There is a craving. Well, so in education, for the money one provides, a student wants to gain something at the transactional level. Perhaps a good grade, certification, a job, salary, and livelihood, and so on. That is the basic levels. Obviously, that is required for a living. I'm not against that, and no one is against that. But higher the gain, higher the happiness. For this, society has conditioned a learner, him or her, want to compete. That is, to be number one in the class or school or state or in the country. And when they do that, compare with others. They, usually parents or the society, compare one person with the other student. Maybe a teacher compare unconsciously one person with other student. Maybe a teacher label one person as not a learner, a lousy guy. So there is an element of comparison. Well, obviously there is a reciprocity. What a student will do, student will complain about teacher for not providing more marks. They criticize other students, the syllabus, teacher, and with others. These are the 5 C's of perceiving indirectly. And that is rooted right from LKG, first standard. So society instills these 5 C's right from childhood, and it commences from learning. Please understand, mind you, it commences from learning. This is very important. It's a key message. Well, so we all want, I want to be better than the other person. My thought process is great. Okay, my viewpoint is correct. Others is wrong. I am number one. I want more. So the concept of scarcity. We are deep within scarce and we need more, more and more. We are not satisfied. So this conditioning happens at the level of transactional levels of learning, and we need to be mindful about that. Well, at the transactional level, learning is to gain a degree or job, salary and acceptance in the society. The need is material. Here, for the fees I pay, I need a job and money. I want to be number one to get the best job. The mentality creates a craving in human mind for more and more right from childhood. And it never goes out. If the same need to go out of our human mind, we need to unlearn and relearn something new that we will discuss in the next session. Well, so again, transactional levels of learning. We all know there will be only one topper or one percentile in the top layer. Obviously, there will be only one topper in the class, and there will be one percentile, maybe out of 100 or 200 or 1000 percentile, the top 1 percentile in the top layer. In turn, this craving creates tension, anxiety, and stress among the majority, others, the 99 other percentile or 95 other percentile. If you need to get into IIMA, you need to, get the plus 98 percentile or 99 percentile. So what happens to other 98 percentile at the lower level? Okay, they are in anxiety, tension, and stress. Now, there is a question. For learning, is this competition is necessary? It's a question. Now, postmodern societies are thinking in a very big way that we will discuss in the next class. Hence, postmodern societies are abandoning competition in learning. Take the case of Finland, take the case of Singapore. Is competition isn't necessary for learning? Because learning is a totally different concept at all. So we'll deal about that. We will deal about this in detail. Now, considering learning is a transaction, tension, stress. Thoughts. The children, they are not able to study, rather thoughts continuously coming. They are anxious in the now, rather they are not able to act. Then they have compulsion in action. Maybe after the go and commit suicide. So in OCD, obsessive and compulsive disorder, obsession in thought is okay, but compulsion in action is dangerous. If failed to achieve, it creates inner turbulence. There are possibilities for cycles and other challenges. To test aptitude and competence or opportunity, livelihood, and social acceptance are transactional levels of learning. Fine. Skill building skill. You need to be fully aware in the now if you need to get the skill at this moment. I'm going to transfer a skill. Dr. Giselle has already given a skill in that particular questionnaire. You got a skill how to learn and go about it. This be fully aware with me now. Okay, so introduction about the absolute level we will deal tomorrow. Okay, now you are with me now. In the now, be with me. I want to ask you a first question. Do you exist? We are trying to understand what are the existential levels of learning. Do you exist? Yes, I do. How? No, I exist. I live. I exist. Okay. Hey, do I exist? Hey, come on. Yes, man. I exist now. I know that. I'm sitting in front of you. You are sitting in front of me watching it. So we both exist. Now means I live in the now, just now. Fine. Will you exist tomorrow or next year? I don't know. Will I exist tomorrow or next year? I don't know. Did you existed yesterday? Yes. Please understand. We are learning a skill using our own insight. Be aware. Did you existed yesterday? Yes. Well, what is existential learning? Can you act in last moment or yesterday now? No, it is already past. My question is, can you act in the last moment or yesterday now? No, it's past. I mean now. No, I cannot. Now you do exist in the now, but you can learn from yesterday for a better tomorrow. You do observe what Dhoni told. I can learn from yesterday for a better tomorrow, but I can only act in the now. Now, right Right now, it means I live in the now, just now. My experience is connected only in the now. Well, can I act tomorrow? No. Again, well, can you act yesterday? No. I can on act, experience, do a karma only in the now. That is existence. I am rooted and connected with my life because I live through this second, this moment in the now. This is the concept of existence. This is existential learning is, okay, what is existential learning? You can do something for what has happened for yesterday. You may ask for forgiveness or forget and forgive and take correction and corrective action in the now. That is possible. You can do something for what has happened for yesterday. You may ask for forgiveness or forget or forgive to someone. Don't carry that pain with you and live in the pain and carry the pain in the moment and tell that my life is suffering. Forget and forgive. Choto. And take correction and corrective action in the now. Okay, it means you can learn from yesterday. That's fine. Wonderful. Absolutely correct. But you can only act in the now. Experience can only happen in the now, yesterday, last moment, or tomorrow, or next moment. Hence, whenever you learn through experience connected in the now, you are going through existential learning. Mind you, hence, whenever you learn through an experience connected in the now, you are going through existential learning. Now, skill building. Can you learn a concept or a theory by using experience? Yes. Psychologist has derived a method to learn. This is skill building session 4, 8th standard to a master level students, where during the exams they may ask you, majority of the domains they will check for your recall, comprehension and understanding, right? They will check whether you remember whatever you learned. So short-term and long-term memory, comprehension and understanding, concept formation also they will check. And after that, they will check whether you can synthesize data, analyze data, then whether you can critically think, creatively think, divergently think, arrive at a conclusion, solve a problem, and finally whether you can create something from your learning process, right? So, but your learning is almost 50 to 60 or 70 parties. Well, conceptual learning. How you can learn a concept by using activities. This is skill building session, and famous psychologist has derived a method for that. It's called as SQ3R. SQ3R method. It means survey, question, read, recite, and review. So you survey, I repeat, survey, question, read, recite, and review. So if you use this SQ3R method, you cut short your cognitive learning into 5 stages or 5 steps. First, you will open a paragraph, you survey it. You will identify the major, sub-themes. Then you will ask questions for yourself. Then you'll go through, you'll read it. Then again, you recite it and you'll review it. Search about it and try to implement it today. This is an exercise that I'm giving you, because our training don't focus on just learning something conceptually. Wow. We prefer to learn some skills within you, so that the learning outcome is, okay, I attended this webinar. Fine. I spent 1 hour for that. I had an experiential learning. There is a change. A change has happened within me before and after learning. Wow, that is something great. And this is the experience. This is the aha learning. So we will discuss it tomorrow. So every day, this training program has been designed for 45 minutes, and 15 minutes we will interact with the participants. So I request Parallel University authorities to connect us to the Facebook Live, where we will answer the questions to them. And today we will conclude about it. And tomorrow we will speak about, recap. We will speak about this. We will recap. Then we will speak about SQR3. We will speak about existential learning, that will be continued. And we'll speak about unlearning and relearning. Then we'll speak about experiential learning and behavioral learning, and insight and techniques for unlearning, and path towards excellence. That is what we are going to deal with tomorrow during the second session. So Today we will conclude. I request Parul University authorities to guide me, take me towards the question and answer session, Q&A session. So I am stopping the presentation now. Can you connect me to the question and answer session, or what we can do?
Sir, I have received few questions from the students.
Yeah.
One student is asking me that you are talking about mindful learning. So as you said that, we are always asked to race since the beginning, since the childhood, that you have to compete, you have to be the best. What do you think? Is there any fault in the education system, or how can we change it in a better way? Because it is the way the system is designed. We always applaud the students who score the very good marks, and we always applaud those students who are always in the limelight, teachers' favorites. But how it should be actually? Like, what is the role that teachers should play, and what is the mindset that students should have while they are studying?
Well, so his question is very interesting, but it's very much thought-provoking, and I'm also thinking about it, for a long time as a social psychologist. Well, there are certain societies who has already understood it. Well, we call them as postmodern societies, or countries like Finland. Though those countries, they are in the some parts of Europe, they're already rich. They're very much on the advanced evolution of civilization, where those countries, they have already taken initiative to stop competition in learning. Up to 7th standard or 8th standard, they do not have a ranking system. Please understand. And now Europe, recently they have started implementing it. Now it's a slow process where, please understand, I don't have the basic requirements such as food, shelter, I don't have enough money. Then our first prime importance is to earn for a living. That is quite natural. That's quite natural. We have to understand that. So all those third world countries or developing countries are in that particular stage. So we are almost, even in India, we are almost, majority of us are down to the poverty line. So if we tell them that, okay, competition is not required, so our government may not accept it. Our social psychologist or social system may not accept that. These are all the realities that we have to understand. So the evolution happens, the relearning happens at that level is a slow process. We have to give time for the society to evolve. So I do imagine a scenario where maybe after 25 to 30 years, well, at least in education system, there will not be comparison. The 5 C's that I have already mentioned, our education system will slowly change. A fast change may not happen, slowly change, and it will evolve to what postmodern societies say they have started implementing at this point of time. And second question, whatever you asked, well, what teachers can do? See, to be aware and conscious about it. Students, okay, they can be aware and conscious about it. When the awareness and consciousness comes within us, it creates a change at the quantum level. We are not aware of it. Quantum level is very important. So at that quantum level, at the level of knowledge, when some information gets in our mind, it creates a new neuro association, and slowly that knowledge changes us. Cognition, truth will set us free. Cognition changes the thought process. Thought process changes our behavior. Maybe it's a slow process, but let's take responsibility for that. Okay, I did my best. What did Dhoni say? Oh, kya hoga? धोनी का पिता क्या बताया था उससे? ओके, अब तक आप पढ़ा नहीं है ना, सो आज पढ़ने से क्या होगा? कुछ भी नहीं होगा. अब तक आप पढ़ा होता तो आज नहीं पढ़ने से कोई फर्क नहीं होगा. So enjoy the now, try our best. Okay, living the now, take care of your daily lessons and focus on the now. Learn your lessons on the same day. Apply SQR3 method and apply major activities for learning. Learn everything through activities, that is through experiences, so that after reading something for 15 minutes, you will not get bored. Your attention span, majority of the individual's attention span is limited to 21 minutes only. but do it as an activity. Learn as an activity. Use your all three senses, including or even five senses: auditory sense, visual sense, and kinesthetic sense. Use it together and follow the SQR3 method. Today you do it. Take one paragraph, Google how to implement SQR3, learn a particular paragraph using SQR3. You will forget time in doing that learning process because you're doing learning through an activity. I'm talking about to a target group of 8th standard, and maybe even up to the level of masters, because our system requires more cognitive levels of learning, and they are testing your memory, recall, comprehension, understanding, and awareness, not the creation side of it. Not see that is being tested less than 20 or 30%. So I hope I have answered your question. Any other questions, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you have answered that. Thank you so much, sir. And I have another question. Now, as you have interacted with many students and you basically interact with students of all the age groups, I want to ask you that when we were in school, we had a lot of other activities which were compulsory for us to attend, like there were extracurricular activities, there were some physical activities. And when a student reaches the age when he has to attend the college, you know, the activities are not that compulsory. So basically, the student is just learning, like the classroom activities. And of course, if the college or department or the university arranges for extracurricular, then of course that student might participate, but that just might participate. What do you think other areas or other subjects that we could introduce at college level so that we can ensure an overall development of a child wherein he participates? Of course, it is to some level compulsory. And what do you think about it?
Okay. See, Jesus Christ in the Bible, he told about love your enemy and resist no evil. So whenever we are only focusing on one particular area, you go and become a specialist in that area where your scope is very much limited. And if there is any, please understand, if there is any disruption in that particular area, you lost your whole skill. Now, in order to develop you on an all-round or a holistic or a gestalt level, you need to be an expert, or you need to be a deep generalist, at least in 2 or 3 or 4 areas, where students may be not interested in one particular area and they consider that is evil, or that is, I don't like it and I don't love it, but we have to resist it. No evil. You have to start learning that you don't like. So that is to make you a all-round individual and versatile individual. And even X is not there, why I have an opportunity? Why? So that is why deep generalists are performing more than niche specialists. Please understand. So see, one thing that we need to inculcate in our curriculum could be, we need to teach them how to face failures and overcome failures. Because whenever we face failures, we lost that is the end. And my wife, Dr. Giselle, is working on a new book, The 7 Spiritual Laws to Face Failures. Because we have not trained our students to face failures, because see, we all consider that failure and success are two. That is only at the transactional level. At the absolute level, failure and success both are one. Because observe a child, okay, how he learned to walk. He fall down many times, then get up, then finally on a moment he start walking. So failure and success is not one. How a amateur chess player becomes a grandmaster. He fails at many levels, at the international level, at an ELO rating of 1,200 towards 1,800, towards 2,200, and towards 2,500. He need to get an ELO rating, and then only he becomes a grandmaster, and super grandmaster is about 2,700. So he has to go through different levels in order to achieve the excellence. So he or she has to go through pain and suffering. That we have to rephrase the word pain and suffering as opportunity to grow. So this we need to train our students, rather than telling a student that you are a lousy guy if you fail. Hey, come on, there is no difference between failure and success. Try again, get up, go ahead. So there is no end towards success, excellence, and also failure. In fact, both are one, not two. So in our Indian principle, we call it as Advaita. There is something called as Dvaita. We consider failure as Dvaita. I failed it, and success is I have gained. He's a nice guy. and he's a wonderful guy. I failed. Okay, I'm a lousy guy. So this is a self-image a student is gaining whenever he fails. No, please, my dear child, my dear learner, please understand there is nothing called as success and failure. In fact, both are two sides of the coin. See, you keep a coin like this. There is tails on the one side and heads on the other side. Without tail, there is no existence for head. You cannot cut it into an experience into two. Please understand. It's the same side. It's the two sides of the same coin, success and failure, and it is unique and one. It is non-dual. It is gestalt. If this awareness come to us, and our parents will open up, our teachers will open up. Where again, Jesus Christ has told, okay, if a sheep is going out of the herd, okay, they will go back, take it forward and put it inside. They will take necessary correction and corrective action so that the failed learner will come back and join the winners group. And I'm sure we should teach them students to fail and come out and reach excellence towards the end of our life. And there is no end to it. That is why Dr. Carl Rogers told on becoming a person. So it is becoming, it's an unfolding process. So please understand, this is something that we need to add in our syllabus, how to face failures, how to overcome failures, and how to grow beyond limits. So this is the answer to your question. I think I have answered your questions on 2 dimensions. And if you need any more clarifications, you may.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You have wonderfully answered the question. And we have many questions, but I think we can take them up later. And it was indeed an insightful session, sir. On behalf of Faculty of Commerce, Parul University, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for this wonderful session. And of course, we have one more webinar with you coming up, and we meet again now.
So tomorrow we have at 12:30, right? No.
So no, we have a different date. It is 26th actually.
Oh, date has been changed?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will inform. Yes, I will inform all the details. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you all for giving me an opportunity to serve all of you. Please come, Dr. Giselle. So thank you. Without the learner, we don't exist. So thank you for giving an opportunity to serve you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir and ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you all the viewers for joining us. Have a nice day. Take care.
Take care. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye.